Welcome to the second part of the series where we talk about dinosaur species. In this section, we will get to know very interesting dinosaur species. We will also present some fossil examples. Enjoy watching. Tyrannosaurus or T-Rex. Tyrannosaurus is a genus of large theropod dinosaur. The species Tyrannosaurus rex, commonly known as T-Rex, is one of the best represented theropods. This species lived on an island continent west of present-day North America from about 150 million years ago until the end of the Cretaceous period, about 65 million years ago. Tyrannosaurus rex was a bipedal carnivore with a long, heavy tail and a massive skull. It is thought that this dinosaur species may have been 13 meters long, around 4 meters hip high, and weighed around 9 tons. Tyrannosaurus rex had large and powerful hind legs. Although its front legs were short, they were unusually strong and had 2 clawed toes. The largest known skull of this species reaches 1.54 meters in length. As in all carnivorous theropods, large openings in the skull reduced its weight. Tyrannosaurus rex is estimated to have the greatest bite force. Therefore, it is one of the largest predators on land. The tip of his upper jaw was U-shaped. This feature not only increased the amount of tissue and bone it could destroy with a single bite, but also increased the pressure on the front. According to the fossils found so far, this species has the largest teeth among the carnivorous dinosaurs. The tooth length is estimated to be 30.5 centimeters long, including the root. Tyrannosaurus rex, which hunted young armored herbivores and possibly sauropods, has been suggested by some experts to have been primarily a scavenger. Although the question of whether it was a predator or a scavenger is a matter of debate in paleontology, most paleontologists agree that it was both an active predator and scavenger. There are also nearly complete skeletons among Tyrannosaurus rex fossils, and soft tissues and proteins have been detected in at least one of them. The abundance of its fossils has enabled important research on its life and biology. The age of dinosaurs and other vertebrates can be determined by counting annual growth rings in long bones. It is possible to reconstruct the life history of a species using a series of bones from early growth stages to adulthood. According to these studies, Tyrannosaurus rex reached its full size in less than 20 years. Fossils of this dinosaur species are found only in Maastrichtian age deposits in the Hell Creek Formation in Garfield County, Montana, and adjacent areas of the United States. The first specimen was based on partial samples collected by famous fossil hunter Barnum Brown from the Hell Creek Formation in 1905. These remains are on display at the Carnegie Museum of Natural History in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and the American Museum of Natural History in New York City and the Museum of Natural History in London. More than 24 fossils have been discovered in Western North America since 1980. Some of these were complete. The 90% completed Sioux example is on display at the Field Museum in Chicago. Tyrannosaurus rex or T-Rex has been one of the best-known dinosaurs since the early 20th century and has been featured in movies, advertisements, and on postage stamps. Triceratops. Triceratops is a genus of herbivorous chasmosaurine ceratopsian dinosaur that lived in what is now Western North America during the late Cretaceous period, approximately 68 to 66 million years ago. Triceratops is one of the most recognizable of all dinosaurs. It has a large bony frill, 3 horns on its skull, and a large quadrupedal body. This dinosaur species exhibited convergent evolution with rhinos. It is approximately 8 meters to 9 meters long and weighs 6 to 10 tons. Triceratops had a huge skull, and some skulls were discovered to be around 2 meters long, while others were 3 meters long. There were numerous small spikes surrounding the edge of an expanded bony fold at the back of the skull. The discovery of pathological findings, such as disease or injury, in the consistent positions of the frills on its head suggests that Triceratops may have engaged in intraspecific struggle, as seen in some horned animals. Additionally, these frills and 3 different facial horns were thought to be defensive weapons against predators. More recent interpretations have considered the possibility that these features were used for species identification, courtship, and display of dominance. Because of their low head, this dinosaur's primary food was likely low-growing plants. However, it is estimated that they may have managed to knock down taller plants with their horns, beaks, and large volumes. It is thought that the beak at the end of the jaws was used for grasping and plucking rather than biting. Their teeth varied in size. Each jaw had columns of 36 to 40 teeth on each side, with 3 to 5 stacked teeth per column. Because of this species' large size and large number of teeth, it is thought that they ate large amounts of fibrous plant material. Some studies suggest it eats palm trees. However, some studies suggest that it eats ferns that grow in meadows. Triceratops is a dinosaur whose remains are most commonly found throughout the region in the Upper Cretaceous sediments of western North America. Triceratops was first described by American paleontologist Othniel Charles Marsh in 1889. Many fossils have been documented. The majority of specimens of this species are known from skulls, and other bones of its body are recovered less frequently. Fossil remains of other body parts showed that the hind legs of this dinosaur species were larger than the forelimbs, and that both groups were quite robust. Fossil studies have shown that Triceratops had a weaker sense of smell than other dinosaurs. Triceratops is one of the most well-known dinosaur species, and the species has been the subject of numerous films, postage stamps, and many other forms of media. Sauropelta. Sauropelta is a genus of nodosaurid dinosaur that lived approximately 115 to 110 million years ago during the early Cretaceous period of North America. Sauropelta is also the oldest known nodosaurid genus. This dinosaur species was a heavily built, four-legged herbivore that was about 6 meters long. It weighed about 2 tons, and although its body was smaller than today's rhinoceros, it had about the same mass. Sauropelta's long tail was long enough to make up about half of its body length. It had large spines coming out of its neck and large armor plating made of chunks of bone embedded in its skin. This dinosaur's large, sharp spines ran along the sides of its neck, increasing in size towards the shoulders. Then their size decreased again on the sides of the body, ending just in front of the hips. The skull was triangular in shape when viewed from above and was 35 centimeters wide at the widest point behind the eyes. Like similar species, this dinosaur species had a large body and a very wide pelvis and rib cage. Sauropelta's front legs were shorter than its hind legs, and its back was curved. There were bone nodules in the form of conical protrusions on the upper surface of its back and tail. Sauropelta was first described by John Ostrom in 1970.